there you are. Have a look at this. It's called pulling the milk. That is the correct way for pouring a coffee or pouring milk when you're making a coffee. I didn't know that. My sister had to bring that thing all the way back from Singapore and show me how it was used for pulling the milk. I once owned a cafe bakery. We poured the milk using a spoon back in the old days, and then we had to pour the milk using the spout of the jug, no spoon. All along, in fact, overseas and in Singapore, it's done like that. So she wants me to change the title of my book named Untucked to Pulling the Milk as a variation on pulling somebody's leg, in other words, or faking it. Long before I owned a cafe bakery, I think the greatest piece of fake that I pulled off once was getting a Goliath teenager to sit in the passenger seat of a car. So my young son and I were just about to leave a supermarket car park up on the top floor of a big building, and as we were getting in the car, there was a commotion 2 or 3 car rows back, and looked over, and there was this Goliath of a teenager refusing to get into the passenger seat of a car. I sort of didn't take too much more notice of it. Harry, my son's now in the car. I'm climbing in, about to leave, and I can now hear the commotion, the sound of what's going on. Look in my rear vision mirror, and it's getting a little bit worse now. There's a crowd gathering. The rubberneckers are there trying to help this woman who I think was the teenager's caregiver or something, but nothing was working. So I looked again, and I said to myself, though, step away, Neil, you don't need to get involved. I looked a little bit longer in the rear vision mirror, and then I thought, I should try and help. Back in a previous life, I'd kind of been involved in doing stuff that related to what was happening with this young man that had issues. So I said to Harry, who didn't like being left alone, my young son, he didn't want his father to go away and leave him in the car, thinking that I was going to try and wrestle a giant into another car. But I just said to Harry, look, you'll be able to see me the whole time. You look over behind, through the rear vision mirror, through the rear window. See, you've got to fake it sometimes. You'll be able to watch me, Harry, the whole time. I'll be able to see you. I'll only be a few minutes, I promise. He was not looking happy about this. Anyway, off I went. Harry was able to watch me. I got up to the crowd, and I kind of worked my way through them, inserted myself sort of between the woman and the Goliath teenager, starfish against the door opening, and said in a very loud voice, "Whose car is this?" Everything stopped. The Goliath turned around and looked at me. I then muscled my way past him and sat myself down in the passenger seat, and then proceeded to pour accolades over this car. Every feature I could think of. Sitting in the car, looking around it, ranting and raving and on about everything I could see in this car. Meanwhile, the crowd has gone quiet. They're staring at me. The woman's staring at me. The Goliath is staring at me. But I'm taking no notice. I'm just ranting and faking my admiration of this car for only about 2 minutes. And then I got out of the car. The Goliath, without saying a word, then moved past me and sat himself down in the passenger seat. The woman closed the door, looked at me, and said in a soft voice, "Thank you." I then just moved away and went back to Harry. Well, bully for me, hey. But I'm just saying that, Sometimes you might feel guilty about faking a situation. Sometimes you might need to pull the milk, like that thing. But it's okay. You've got to move with the times. I hope you enjoyed that story.